Myths of space. The universe is the biggest mystery among all the mysteries. We still have no idea what space really is. There are thousands of things in space that science is trying to understand. We humans have a long-going relationship with these planets, stars, and galaxies. And even after trying our best to learn more about it, we still have very little knowledge. Every day, scientists are working a little harder on this topic called space, so we could learn a little more about this universe. And the deeper we dive, and the more we discover how little we know. But still, there are tons of mysteries that we know nothing about. And then, the cherry on the top is our Hollywood movies, which manipulates the scientific facts just to gain a little more audience and make us believe that, yes, it must be this way. So today in this video, we're gonna bust some of these myths wide open, and I can bet you'll be shocked by the reality. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. When someone asks you, what is the sun? Then most probably your answer will be, it's a big ball of fire. And yes, this is something they even taught us in schools, so there's nothing wrong if you think this way. But today we're gonna clean up this misconception. Basically, fire is a chemical reaction that takes place in the presence of oxygen, and if you know a little about space, then you must know that there isn't any oxygen in space, at least none that we know of. That simply means that the sun cannot be a big ball of fire. Now you know that the sun isn't a big ball of fire, then what is it? And if it isn't a big ball of fire, why is it so bright and warm? The reason is nuclear fusion. You must have heard of it in your 8th grade science class. So basically, at the sun's core is 2 hydrogen atoms that are fused together to create 1 helium atom, resulting in the release of energy. So the next time someone asks you what the sun is, please don't say it's a big ball of fire. You can say it's a fusion reactor. That would be more correct. Before you ask, yes, I'm kidding. When we think about a comet, the first image that pops into our head is of rock shining, which is made up of ice and gases and has a long tail. And the reason why we imagine a comet like this is because that's how we saw it in pictures and movies. After watching those tons of movies, almost everyone thinks that every comet has a tail. But that's not entirely true. Comets are frozen objects made up of dust and ice. And when these comets come near the sun, the frozen ice and gases in it melt, thus creating a long tail, which is opposite from the direction of the sun and illuminated due to the sun's light. Now the question is, does every comet have a tail? So the answer is no, unless these comets are at a certain distance from the sun, the gases and ice in them don't start to melt, and that's the reason why no tail is formed. And if you want an example to understand this, then allow me to help. Comets that are found after the area of Neptune and still the last end of the solar system, also known as the Oort cloud, don't have a tail. Now let's get into the next one. This one is my personal favorite. Many people believe that we can destroy an asteroid that is coming towards the Earth with the help of nuclear weapons, and it's one of the biggest urban myths. But now you would say, yeah, but I've seen this happen in countless movies. They destroyed the asteroid with the help of a missile and saved the whole planet. Well, technically, according to scientists, it's not possible, and it's all right if you thought that it was. I mean, why wouldn't you think this way if you saw it in a movie? We believe whatever we see. According to scientists, it's not possible to destroy an asteroid with the help of a nuclear missile. Even if we bombard it with nuclear missiles, then we would only be increasing the risk. As after getting hit, it would shatter into many pieces, and there is no guarantee that every single one of those pieces would get turned to dust by the Earth's atmosphere. So there would be an asteroid shower, and trust me, you wouldn't be interested in seeing one. The best way to avoid this disaster is to come up with a technology that can help us in changing the course of the asteroid. Currently, scientists are working on something like this, and hope in the near future Earth will be a planet where we won't have to be worried about asteroids anymore. Light travels at a speed of 299,792,458 meters per second. And this is the reason why people believe that it is absolute and nothing can go faster than light. Yes, you're partially right about it. Nothing travels faster than light, But the point that we should note is it only happens in the vacuum of space. Its speed decreases a little when it travels in a different medium, like gas and water. There is also one interesting thing that you should know, that if a scientist wants, he can increase and decrease the speed of light according to his convenience for the sake of the experiment. And also if scientists want, they can make electrons travel at a speed higher than the light in some medium. Next up, we have the gas giant planet. When we hear the gas giant planet, many of us think that these planets are made up of gas entirely. If you don't know, then I must tell you the outer planets of the solar system are known as the gas giant planets. It consists of Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. These planets are called gas giants because most of their surface is made up of gas. But they aren't made up of gas entirely. If you've read the planet theory, then you must know that these planets have a solid core. Now we've seen in tons of movies that when a spacecraft collides with an asteroid, it gets destroyed. But they're just movies. What would happen if something like this happened in real life? In movies, during space travel, spacecraft comes across an asteroid belt, and it's always some of the greatest challenges to cross that belt. But we know that there's an asteroid belt in our solar system too, so if we're going to travel further into space, would it be a problem? If you need a one-word answer, then the answer is no. And the long answer is there is a lot of space between two asteroids in the asteroid belt. There is a very little number of asteroids in the asteroid belt, and they are at a huge distance. If we combine all the asteroids that are present in the belt, it would be just as much as the 4% volume to the moon. So there's no chance that a spacecraft would collide with an asteroid. Well, these were some space-related myths that we busted for you people today. Now you guys tell us in the comments section which one was a shocker for you. And yes, don't forget to like and share. And do subscribe to the channel for more amazing content like this. That was all for today. I will catch you in the next one. Until next time, bye-bye.